This is a quick first impressions video on Bitbanger Labs Colorspike, a Kickstarter-backed wand or tube-shaped RGB effects light. I'm a big fan of RGB lighting. I've got a couple. I've used them on a few short narrative projects, but none of them can do what this one does. The Colorspike is a Kickstarter light that's been at least a year in the making. Bitbanger has been great about providing updates in the long process of getting this light through production and into the hands of its backers. There have been a few rather vocal and impatient people complaining about the wait time, but in my opinion, this thing is worth the wait. The Colorspike is a 30-watt LED with 120 white LEDs and 60 RGB LEDs. It's about 20 inches long, about 2 inches tall and deep. It weighs about 3 pounds. It's battery operated, comes with the AC adapter, diffuser panel, and an optional barn door and mounting kit. It's not a wand light, but it's got a similar form factor to the Yangniu RGB 362. And unscientifically, I'd say it's about as bright, if not a bit brighter. I'll leave it for people with light meters to test that for themselves. Since the Kickstarter project got underway, there have been a few other RGB effects lights in similar form factors that have hit the market, and the Colorspike seems most comparable to the Quasar Science QLED RGBs and the digital Sputnik Voyager lights. The latter is waterproof, but since I don't plan on taking these underwater, the Colorspike works just fine for me. As a quick side, the only RGB lights that I would use in heavy rain is the 362. We ended up using those in a downpour last year and it got soaked, but it never stopped working and eventually it dried out. And it still works. Like the other RGB lights I've used, the Colorspike works with iOS and Android devices via Bluetooth app. But what those other lights can't do is give you RGB effects patterns. The Colorspike comes pre-programmed with 40 preset patterns and colors, and you can customize the colors, patterns, and intensity all to your liking. And you can save from any preset into a custom pattern. This thing is extremely customizable. So much so that I think it would be overwhelming to try to adjust it from the back panel. I found it a lot easier to make the adjustments using the app. I did notice some bugginess in the app that will probably get addressed in a future firmware update. And to be fair, all the apps of the various RGB lights that I've used have their own buggy quirks. Considering how much you can customize this thing, the app has performed rather well. Bitbanger Labs has some great videos on how to get started, and they're planning to release more, so check out their site in the link in the description below. And for more information about this bad boy, I don't know, look out for better videos on YouTube.